It's the 29th of July in Los Angeles, here at beautiful UCLA. It's another gorgeous sunny day, as it usually is. And we're about to be persuaded by Nicholas.
Hi, I'm Nicholas.
Hi, Nicholas.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Eric Garner these were the last words of Eric Garner, an African American who was fatally chokeholded by NYPD solely based on the color of his skin. Today I want to persuade you fighting racial discrimination. I will give you 2 reasons as to why you should do this, and 3 actions and beliefs that you will follow if you choose to fight racial discrimination. The first reason, I know that you will be interested in my speech because as young adults and just humans in general, we have all been discriminated in some type of way, whether it's based on your race, ethnicity, gender, sexuality, socioeconomic status, etc. We've all been discriminated against. First reason why you should fight racial discrimination is because
There's a lot of it going on.
Because in the present day, there's a wave of racial discrimination, especially against African Americans, and
And what you want to go on and say is my support for this is a personal incident.
My support for this is a personal incident that occurred when I was in 9th grade, and my family and I had gone to New York for vacation, New York City, and we decided to take a road trip to Niagara Falls. And since at that time iPhones and smartphones were just not a thing, we got lost, and we ended up actually crossing into Canada accidentally. And so we decided we were going to U-turn and cross back into the United States. And when we arrived at the border patrol, the patrol officer asked us how long have we been in Canada, so we explained to him how we had made a mistake. So he asked for our passports, and he noticed, well, I'm guessing, he noticed that the only country that we had ever been to was Colombia. And so when he noticed this, he asked us to pull over into their offices, and so they could inspect our car. And so it was just like, though it wasn't based on my skin tone or my family's skin tone, we felt so humiliated. Like, they had German Shepherds going into our cars and sniffing for drugs, cocaine, whatnot. And so it didn't make me feel all that great. And so the second reason as to why you should fight racial discrimination is because people with
it hurts our health, yeah.
People are bullied by those who aren't of their color, and so it psychologically affects them, and it affects their health. And this is shown in a journal, in an article in a journal published in 2014. The journal is called the Journal of Social Studies, and it shows that teens are being affected by this racial discrimination. And so an article published in the LA Times says that 75% of Californians are people of color. So just imagine 75% of Californians being psychologically affected by this racial discrimination. It's just ridiculous. And so 3 actions that you need to take if you want to fight racial discrimination is sticking up for others if you notice that they're being discriminated against. Make sure it's a safe environment though, you don't want to get hurt yourself. Second action you could take is take a cultural studies class so that you could learn how to appreciate other cultures better. And thirdly,
if you've ever made a racial slur.
If you've ever made a racial slur, you should try to put yourself in that person's shoes and decide not to do that in the future, because you need to know that it affects them psychologically. I told you 2 reasons as to why I think you should fight racial discrimination, and 3 actions and beliefs that you would follow if you were to fight racial discrimination.
Any benefits?
You can benefit from this if you by learning other cultures and not hurting other people.
There should be no doubt in this room.
There should be no doubt in this room that I believe that you should all fight racial discrimination. I don't think that any of us want to be put in Eric Garner's shoes, where you were fatally chokeholded by a police officer.
Thank you. Okay, let's start in the rear. Yes. Thank you for respectfully waiting outside. Hi, Aaron.
I thought your stories were really interesting, and they're really engaging, which I'm like, this.
Okay, next along the row there.
Hi, I'm Hans.
Hi, Hans.
I think you can practice more because I think you didn't practice enough, so you even didn't fake your confidence, so you lose your eye contact. There's a lot of bad consequences, so practice is very important.
Yeah, Nicholas, just a few more times through and you'd have this speech mastered. It would be fine. You started with a dramatic, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. I think you should have made it a little more dramatic by impersonating Eric Garner, and actually make us relive that moment. It must have been a horrible moment for him when he had an asthma attack and he was in the chokehold and they wouldn't release him. So that was a good dramatic moment to start your speech, and sort of emblematic of what is past now for police behavior. Whether it's typical or not is another question. Your thesis was you wanted people to fight racial discrimination, and your thesis in preview was fine. Your significance you almost skipped, but you got it in, so that was fine. On your main body, you said you wanted to fight. Your first reason was because there's a lot of it going on in the U.S. And your support for this was a personal example of you getting stopped at the Canadian border because you'd been to Colombia and you had your car searched by German shepherds. While that may have been unpleasant, that doesn't prove your assertion that discrimination is on the rise, and you needed evidence to prove that, not just an example of where the police may have really, since you've been to Columbia, had probable cause to think that you had been in a cocaine producing area. So work on having evidence that supports your claim. On your second reason, where you said that you had argued that the racial discrimination causes psychological and health problems, this was your best evidence. You didn't quite know the name of your journal exactly. You did know the LA Times, and so that was pretty good. So that was a pretty good effort to use evidence there. So that was your best effort to use what we call argument from authority to make your case. On your concrete action, you say, stand up for others, but don't get yourself killed. You say, take classes in cultural awareness so that you'll appreciate and respect other cultures. And if you've ever made a racial slur, try to reconsider that behavior. You almost skip the benefits that come from taking the action. Your summary, your conclusion, your tieback were all fine. You said your canais were to try your best, to have confidence in yourself, and to have good eye contact. How'd it go?
Not well.
Okay, what happened there, Nicholas?
I didn't prepare very well for this speech, so I didn't really do my best. I
Okay.
think I did better than last time.
Right.
I think eye contact was okay, like it wasn't as good. And
Uh-huh.
also, what was the last one?
Okay, so I think you learned something about the importance of preparation and practice. But I think I've seen steady improvement over the quarter, so very good. Thank you. Okay, let's hear from Noor, or whatever her name is. Noor. Don't call me Noor. Yeah, what was the time? 6:57. Hi, Noor. How you doing? Oh, the two stragglers that just came in. The late arrivals. That's you. I need your final. Very nice. Where's my stapler? Is it back in hand? Were you one of the stragglers?
Yeah. The film revision is at the back.
Oh, good. I thought I needed the stapler.
Oh no, I stapled them together.
Hey, girl. Okay. Can you get your hair out of your face? Thank you. Better. Yeah, get that bungee cord out. Yeah, there you go.
I've never called anyone, I heard anyone call them.
You ever heard them called bungee cords? But they work well. You should get one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let me focus on Noor, who's going to now persuade us.
Hi everyone, I'm Noor.
Hi, Noor.
So Maya Angelou once said that you are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, and forgot. So, everything around us influences us, and so why not make our experiences positive? Today, I want to persuade you to spread positive vibes. And I will be giving you 2 reasons why I think you should be doing this, and 3 actions and benefits that you'll be getting from spreading positive vibes. So, the Dalai Lama said that in order to carry out positive actions, you need to have positive intentions. Recently I've begun practicing yoga, and in this practice you create mantras for yourself that are supposed to be positive and help you throughout the day. And as the cliche says, if you see someone who doesn't have a smile, you should give them yours. All of these things I am telling you because I believe that these things will help you spread positive vibes. And who doesn't want a little good energy in their life?
Good.
So, the first reason that I would like to share with you that I believe that you should be spreading positive vibes is because it benefits you personally. A study by Dr. Kruger in 2009 in the Psychology Today journal said that essentially spreading positive vibes is shorthand for being a good person. So, when I was in high school, I was doing an IB program, and we had to do something called CAS hours, and these were community action service hours, and we had to do a couple in order to kind of graduate high school. So one of the things that I did was I joined kind of a health care center, and we went every week, and we sat with children with mental disabilities and teenagers, and we did arts and craft activities with them, and painting and coloring and smile sports, etc. And this made me feel very good about myself, but I also know that, of course, it made them feel good. And so that was a form of spreading positive energy. The benefit from this was, for me personally, and I'm unsure of the benefit for them, I hope that it made them feel happier, but it made me feel very self-fulfilled, and it made me feel like I was doing something good. So the second reason that I believe you should be spreading positive energy is in order to help others. So as opposed to thinking about helping ourselves, we should be thinking more selflessly and hopefully do things that don't exactly benefit us. So Elizabeth Lightfoot, in a 2013 study, she's an associate professor in the University of Minnesota, and she works in social work. Stated that out of 40 studies, it was suggested that doing volunteer work essentially helps you kind of extend your lifespan with a 22% lower rate of mortality. So helping others will help you eventually. So the story that I want to share with you about making others feel good, I've already mentioned before, I went on a trip recently to Habitat for Humanity. On this trip, we lived in a mountain valley. We slept on the floor and we worked for 12 hours a day, woke up very early, had 1 meal a day, there was only tea and water available for us, I think, and we used like 1 bathroom between 10 girls and 10 guys. So it was very difficult conditions. The organization didn't pay for the trip, I mean, like we did, and so it was like there wasn't much benefit for me from the trip. I mean, it was a struggle mostly, as I'm very out of my comfort zone. But the thing that kept me going is because I was helping others and giving them positive energy, and I knew that at the end the result would be that a family would have a home, and a mother and a father and their son and daughter. So that was my kind of motivation. Okay, so 3 actions that I think you should take in order to spread positive energy are, number 1, I think you should volunteer whenever possible, because it doesn't take much time usually, and not much, and it's usually something that you can do wherever you live. Second thing is to compliment people often, and as the saying goes, if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all. And the third thing that I believe that you should do is set small goals for yourself and try and fulfill them and keep yourself motivated with anything that you are passionate about. So in summary, I've told you 2 reasons why I think you should be spreading positive energies, and 3 actions that
How will they feel when they perform these actions?
Yeah, I was going to go with that. Okay, so the benefits for this are that you will make yourself feel better in general, and moreover you'll make others feel more positive and more happy, and this is, I think, an overall benefit for both parties. So that's why I think you should be spreading positive energy. So yeah, and so that I think there should be no doubt in this room that I think that spreading positive energy is a good idea for both yourself and for others. And as Maya Angelou said, everything around us does influence us, so try and make your influences as positive as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, right here, I guess. Or is there some more in the back row?
Hi, my name is Matt.
Hi, Matt.
I really like the stories that you shared. There were a lot of concrete details, and it made us care more about your speech and engage more.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Matt. Improvement?
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
I think your speech was really well. I think you could, since it was about being positive attitude, you could have more energy.
She's up all night typing her paper. Okay, Nora, let me talk about your speech. What a good idea for a speech, and it's similar to the respect thing that we did at the beginning of class, and to spread positive energy non-verbally and through your verbal and non-verbal action is a wonderful idea. I love the quote from Maya Angelou and your tie back to it. It was very appropriate and quite good. I like your use of the phrase positive vibrations. That's a term that everyone understands. We do get vibes from people, and that was good. The Dalai Lama, yes, he's somewhat controversial, but he did say some good things, and so if you can get past his politics, and then and listen to what he said was correct. You do have to have a positive vision first to translate into action. So, and the mantras I like that you described with your getting through yoga was all good. So your sixth statement worked well. On your main body, you cited a study in 2009 that says it's going to help you.
Right.
So you made your first appeal to saying it's going to make you, Tao, feel better. And I don't know what IB means, but you should define that. And then we finally got it. It's yeah. And then basically you went out and built houses for Habitat for Humanity, right? And you felt good about doing this, right? You gave positive energy in return. You felt solid, and doing good things was important. Opened the door for, I believe, personal words, good feeling. And what I wanted you to do a little bit more was, when you watch yourself tonight on YouTube, you will see that you focused quite a bit on what it did for you, and you can say, and what it did for me, it can do for you too. So make it generalized, not just to you, but for your audience as well. And the second reason was good. You quoted Elizabeth Lightfoot and gave a convincing study that you're going to live longer if you volunteer. And I think everyone wants to, not fertilize the sod very soon. So I think that's, that's desirable, and I think that was compelling evidence. You then told us a little bit more about your the difficulty of your trip to Habitat for Humanity, and you said that again, you said the reward is how you make others feel rather than yourself, and so I think that was needs to be related to, and you'll feel good as well as making others feel good, so that's good. On your actions, volunteer. Your book says the more specific the actions, the more likely they'll do it. So on the UCLA campus, we have a volunteer center. Or you can go to the internet and type in Google volunteering, and you can find hundreds of places to volunteer. So a little more specificity would have been helpful. But you know, and just say it doesn't matter what it is. If it's nursing homes for old people, or it's for healing the bay and picking up trash on the Santa Monica beach, whatever you want to make the world better, do it. I especially like your second one, giving compliments. When I was a senior in high school, my father gave me a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And the most important book I ever read really turned out to be very influential to me. Because one of the things that Dale Carnegie said was, the more compliments that you can give people, the more you can spread positive energy in the world, the more successful you're going to be. You remember people's names, you respect people, it's going to come back to you. And so I like this idea that you said, giving compliments, because some people aren't good at finding the good in others and giving compliments, but people like to receive them, you know. They like to have their hard work acknowledged, and they'll work even harder, I found, with people that work for me. On your setting small goals, that was good. And you almost skipped the when you perform the actions, you get the benefits. Summary, conclusion, tieback, we're all fine. Good tieback. I don't see goals. Are the goals somewhere on the back there? Okay. Debar dynamic. Have a better tone of voice. Be more conscious of when and where and how I pace from left to right. Choose a more grasping introduction and tieback to get my audience's attention. How to go?
I think I was conscious of my pacing, and I chose a good introduction.
Yeah.
I think I could have been a bit more dynamic, like you said.
Yeah, let's take a real quick look at your success in terms of its stickiness.
Okay.
So, S.
I think my stories were pretty simple, and
Your main thesis was simple.
Yeah, just positive vibes. So that was.
So it wasn't some complicated thing for people to do. It was positive vibes.
Yeah.
Give off good vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next.
Unexpected. I tried to pick a unique topic. I think I hope to.
Okay, that was fairly good. Any unexpected stories that you can come up with, too, would help grab the attention in the middle.
I don't know, my stories, I don't know if they were unexpected.
Yeah. Okay, sharing a bathroom with boys and girls, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was unexpected. Okay, and then C?
Well, I think it was concrete.
Yes, it was.
I hope so. Credibility, it's all true, and I was speaking.
And you
from
cited your sources and their dates, so you made good arguments from authority.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was good.
Emotional, this is something that I really do believe in. I hope it came across that way. But,
Yes.
and stories, I told stories.
Plenty of stories. Good. Did a very nice job, Nora. Thank you. Okay, let's hear from Sharon. Good old Sharon.
Professor, the time for that was 5:38.
5:30. Hey, thank you. Hi, Sharon. All stable and ready to roll. Let me get you focused, Sharon. Step that way. Yeah. Persuade us, Sharon.
Hello everyone, I'm Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Do you leave the water running while you're brushing your teeth or soaping your body? Do you ever wonder how much water you waste daily? As we all know, California has been in a drought, and this is its 4th consecutive year. Mother Nature hasn't been providing enough rain to relieve this shortage. As we can see in many areas, California without rain is not a pretty scene. Today I'd like to stress the importance of conserving water, and many people are affected by this drought, from rural to urban communities, from agriculture, manufacturing, and different types of businesses. If we don't take action, this water shortage will affect our lives tremendously. And today I'd like to present to to you 2 reasons why you should conserve water and actions and benefits you can receive from it. So water is very vital to sustain our life, and we get most of our fresh water from the ocean. And according to water.org, over 750 million people lack the resource to clean water, and that's about 2.5 times the population of the United States. So water is very scarce and precious. We don't want to take any drop for granted. The first reason that you should conserve water is that you will save money. And before I understood the scarcity of water, I used to take 30-minute showers and let the water run and sing to the latest songs and enjoy the warm water. And also, when I was washing the dishes, I would let the water run while I soaked the dishes too. So as a result, our water bill was over $400, and my family was really shocked. So ever since, we decided to conserve water. Additionally, Jerry Brown has restricted the water consumption, and if you go over that restriction, you have to pay a very expensive fine. I feel that paying high water bills isn't the way that you should spend your hard-earned money. The second reason that you should conserve water is that you will bring a social awareness to this lack of resource. We take many things for granted, especially clean water. And the scarcity of water is worldwide. So many people in underdeveloped countries lack clean water. And according to Livestrong.com, 1 out of 9 people lack the accessibility to clean water. And as a result, many people can die from illnesses and contract deadly illnesses. We shouldn't take this for granted because people in countries don't have this resource. There are 3 actions and benefits that you can take from conserving water. The first action is that you can get a bucket and collect the running water while you're waiting for it to get hot. And you can use that to wash the vegetables or do the dishes or flush the toilet. And you can practice the mantra, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. And the second action that you can take is that you can take shorter showers. I've cut down my 30-minute showers to 10-minute showers. Perhaps you guys can do better. And additionally, you should turn off the faucet while you're washing your hands or soaping your body. Also, there is no reason why you should let the water run while you're brushing your teeth. The third reason is that outdoor water consumption is really high. So if you have a garden, try to put less water needs like plants. Try the alternative for turf and gravel. Also, if you need to wash your car, try to use a sponge in a bucket because using a hose will use a lot of water. And if you really need to wash your car, try to find a car wash station that uses recycled water. In conclusion, I have told you the benefits of conserving water, is that you'll save money and you'll bring a social awareness to people who can't access clean water. And if we can commit to this, if every household can commit to this, then we can get through this drought together and So there should be no doubt in this room that you should conserve water, and if we conserve water, it might take little inconveniences, but all it takes is just a change in habits, and we can set a good example for our future generation. So when is California going to be green, beautiful, and lush? Well, that's up to Mother Nature. But how much unnecessary clean water is going down the drain? That's up to you. So please join me in conserving water. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, where are we? Here? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Fernando.
Hi, Fernando.
I really liked your speech. I thought that your stories were good. I like that you smile a lot during your speech. It's like kind of like Jenny. So, that like makes you really likable, and it pulls in the audience.
Yeah, when you're smiling, you seem that you're enjoying yourself and that you're having a good time and that it's not painful like going to the dentist and pulling teeth or something, right? So smiling during the speech is good. Improvement?
I am Jenny. And
Hi, Jenny.
I thought your structure is really good in your story. Maybe something you can improve on is maybe to not fidget as much, I guess. And that's it.
Yeah, just to start on the one thing that you can improve on, it was a very good speech. You stumbled a little as you almost kind of over-memorized a little bit and weren't so extemporaneous, but you went back to the extemporaneous, and that was where you were your strongest, was the section after the actions, benefits, really stress those, because that's the selling point. So take the actions, you'll get benefits. Great things will happen to you, see. Okay, so you started off with rhetorical questions about how much we waste water, and you confessed that you took long showers, an hour shower, right?
30 minutes.
30-minute shower, that's quite a long shower, yeah. And in the Navy, they're so tight on water, they wet down, soap up, rinse. That's a shower in the Navy. So you can cut down even more there, Sharon. On your thesis preview, it was fine. Your significant statement of 750 million people in the world, you chose to spread it out even beyond California and make it an international problem. That becomes a little problematic when it comes to some of your actions, which are more local, but we'll come to that in a minute. On your main body, you talked about the fact that people should, your first thing was they should conserve water, and you talked about your $400 water bill at your family's house and how people are going to get a hefty fine, and so, you don't want that, so you should cut back, yeah. That was good. Social awareness was your second reason. You talked about polluted water and people living in sickness. That was pretty compelling reasoning and evidence. I would have liked to have had a citation, a date for Living Strong in 2015 on their website, or according to their head biologist, Dr. Jensen, who said, okay? Then on your actions, you wanted people to put a bucket in their shower and carry that around, and then if it's green, let it go down or something, or it's yellow, mellow, I don't know, something clever. Yeah, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. Yeah. So that was cute. That was good advice. I like that. Shorter showers to 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Yeah, that's good. And don't let the water run while you're brushing your teeth. I've never understood that. The third action is, you talked about getting gravel outside and planting drought-tolerant plants, so that was good. You just skipped over the benefits after your actions, didn't have a lot of them and didn't stress them enough. Summary was good, conclusion and tieback were fine. Let's look at your canais. Have more emotions, no more ums, stay in the power stance. How'd it go?
I think I said less ums.
Stay in the power stance.
Oh, and I added emotions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was my last one?
No ums, more emotions in the power stance.
Oh, I fidgeted a lot, so.
Yeah, you seem a little nervous. Do quickly your the expertness of your acronym, of how sticky it was.
Oh, I think it was sticky. Oh wait, no. The store. Wait, simple. It's to conserve water, and
So it wasn't a complicated thing. Just conserve water.
yeah. The unexpected was the fact that I put in, like 1 out of 9 people lacked the resource to clean water.
So resting fact.
Credibility is, or no, concrete is probably like, I was like relatable to the audience and I have good actions that you can take. That
Means your evidence wasn't too abstract.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of concrete.
Credibility, that was, I think it was my stories.
Part of it was your stories,
Yeah.
part of it was your evidence. And I took a few points off because you didn't fully cite your evidence, as you've seen others do, right? They said where it was from, the date, and who wrote it, see? That gives it added credibility. We call that argument from authority, okay?
And then emotions, I added emotions into
Stay in the
it.
power stance.
And
yeah.
my stories were good.
So you did a nice job, Sharon. Thank you. Okay, let's hear from Brittany.
Professor.
Yeah.
Time for that one was
5:33. Okay, Brittany. Your stapler. Okay, let me get. You're a little taller, aren't you? There you go. Brittany stands before us, managing attention. Nora's doing something. Communicating respect non-verbally, saying your mantra, I respect my audience and mean it. Finding friendly eyes near the front and the center, say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
Hi Brittany.
In the 3rd grade, I became best friends with a girl named Sydney. And I remember the first time I went over to her house, I noticed that she had 8 dogs. I questioned her mom and asked why she had so many, and she told me she rescued all of these dogs from animal shelters. From that day, I began to really support the idea to adopt the dog rather than buying one from a dog store. So today I'm going to persuade all of you to understand the importance of adopting a dog from a dog store rather than buying one from a dog store. I know this will apply to all of you the next time you buy a dog or you have a family or friend member buy a dog. The first reason that I think you should understand more why you should adopt a dog rather than buy a dog is because I want you to grasp onto the idea that one dog's life is not more important than the others. Compare the dog species to human species. There's 2 obvious classes of people, rich and poor, and most of the time they're born into this class. But you wouldn't say that a rich person's life is more important than a poor person's life, so why would you say a breed of dog has more worth than a shelter dog? So there are so many, there's like 3.9 million people a year that are homeless, and according to the ASPCA, there are about 3.5 million dogs that are sheltered a year. And out of all these dogs and people, because of like their living environment, they are abused and tortured, which isn't right. So a year ago, my mom brought home a golden doodle. This was a total surprise, and my family agreed on the name Allie. Originally, Allie was from a dog store in Boca Raton, Florida, but the ASPCA closed the store down because of animal abuse. So all the dogs there were transported to shelters. So when I took my dog on a walk for the first time, it was really obvious that she'd never even gone outside before. You know, she's been going to the bathroom on newspaper, so the first time she went to the bathroom on grass, the first time she's been on the grass, she didn't really know what to do, but she learned quickly and she began to open up to more people because at first she was very nervous and shy. after I got to spend some time with Allie, I felt amazing. I gave Allie a second chance to live in a loving and caring environment. The second reason I think you should adopt a dog rather than buy a dog is because I want you to stop supporting puppy mills. Yeah, people don't actually realize, but they actually support puppy mills because dogs are from puppy mills are then dogs from dog stores are originally brought in from puppy mills. So when you buy a dog from a dog store, you're showing your support for puppy mills, which keeps the abuse happening. So these dogs are transported to dog stores in very crowded vans, and they're full of feces and urine, and most of these dogs are actually very sick. At home, there's this hibachi restaurant near my house I go to a lot with my friends, and there used to be a dog store next door that we always used to visit to see the puppies. One time my friend Alexa actually held a multi-poo, and she wanted it so bad, she actually convinced her parents, and they actually got the dog. But 4.5 years later, this dog had a problem in her back. The plate shifted, and she almost became paralyzed. When I found this out, I felt horrible about myself because I couldn't do more. I wish I did more to help the family, to talk them into adopting a dog rather than buying one from a dog store. So now I'm going to give you 3 actions that you can do that will help you better understand why adopting a dog is better. First, actually visit an animal shelter. Because if you visit an animal shelter, you'll be able to see the kinds of lives these dogs live. And another action you can take is the next time you're thinking about buying a dog or have a family or friend that is interested in buying a dog, tell them to research where they're buying a dog from, because it's really important to know what kind of environment and place that you're getting the dog from. Third, actually adopt a dog or foster a dog throughout your life. There's no harm, just do it. I promise you'll feel so good about yourself, you'll understand, and you'll be able to live the rest of your life knowing that you saved an animal's life and you gave that dog another opportunity. In summary, I have given you 2 reasons why you should adopt a dog and some actions and benefits to adopt from the proposal. There's no doubt in this room that you have a better understanding as to why you should adopt a dog rather than buying a dog. Today, I am so grateful that I went to Cindy's house, because if I didn't become friends with her, I probably wouldn't be the supporter I am today. Thank you.
Okay, next, somewhere here.
Hi, I'm Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
I thought your speech was really great. It convinced me. I am also a big supporter of getting your dog from the shelter. It's where I've gotten all of my family dogs. And I think you employed a lot of the success components really well. It was a simple idea. Your facts were unexpected, and you told really great stories. So.
Thank you. Improvement?
I really like your speech.
Say your name.
I'm Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
I think maybe just work on your eye contact, but it improved a lot, but it's just a little up in the air sometimes.
Brittany, did you get a new email yet? Guess not. Okay. You started with the 3rd grade with your friend named Sydney. And the fact that she had 8 dogs. That was unexpected. That was good. That was a grabber. I would have called the authorities, because 8 dogs in a house is a lot. So anyway, but she explained to you that she was sheltering them and doing God's work and so forth. And so you tied back to that. Could have done it in a little more elegant way and a little more detail of, sheltering in her name again and more vividly. But you did a good job. You got the idea of it. Your thesis preview was fine. Your 6th statement was a little short, but okay. On your first reason, your distinction about rich and poor was good. your article of homelessness demands local solutions, we didn't get a date on 3.9 dogs are placed in shelter. So that gives it credibility as to we know when it happened. Okay, so you want to say if there's an author and the date, that helps the credibility. Argument from authority, it gives it more authority. But it was a good quote. I like that you followed up your statistics with a personal story of your mother bringing home a golden doodle, and you gave very specific details about the dog's name and where it came from and all this stuff, and that was good. And the walk, that was a good word picture. I think you had your whole audience with you as you told that story, so that was good. On your second reason, you said it's better to go to the shelter rather than to support puppy mills. And you said, according to Che, they're being transported in very crowded vans. This article, we didn't say the name of the article, the source, the author. Get used to being a scholar and more evidence that you cite. You had your research in here, but you need to cite where it's from orally, not just a bibliography and a footnote, so your audience knows what it is. And then you told the story of the dog from the store, turned out to be having genetic problems 4 years down the road and having a bad back and so forth. I hear these stories every day. It's very sad. On your concrete actions, they were consistent with what you wanted people to do, and your benefits that they would get were all good. Your summary, your conclusion, and tie back, as I said, were fine. You wanted to have more eye contact, communicate more emotion, and move to both sides of the room. How'd it go?
I gave more eye contact. Like, it always kind of proved. I feel like I gave more than last time. I moved to both sides of the room once. And I don't know. I think I communicated emotion, like my pitch. I don't know. Was that the same?
Yeah, but the way you know it is you feel a passion, and you feel that. Remember that felt sensing we're learning to do. You feel the passion that you felt when you heard about your friend with 8 dogs, and you were inspired by her and motivated to do it yourself, and just bring your whole passion to the speech. Otherwise, can you quickly go through the sticky success acronym for yourself?
I think my thesis was simple. The dog to dog is better than buying a dog.
Yeah.
Unexpected. You said that it was unexpected that my friend's mom, they had 8 dogs. So
yeah.
That
was good. Yeah.
Concrete. I had concrete actions.
Mm-hmm.
I should have made it more credible.
By citing
my
your
source. On it, emotion. My stories were emotional. But I probably could have done a better job communicating it with everyone in the class.
Right. Refeeling it as you were telling it, not just letting the badness of the story make us feel the emotion. So you feel about the story too, what you're telling. Yeah.
And I thought my stories had a lot to do with what I was talking about. I thought I used good stories.
Okay, you did a nice job, Brittany. Thank you. You rock!
Can I go next?
No. What was the time?
5:09.
5:09. Thank you. Okay, next will be.
Can I go next?
Who's saying they want to go next? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? Okay, I don't care. Go next. He's burning to go.
Yes.
And he needs a staple. Okay, rock and roll.
Alright, hello, my name is Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
You do not like them, so you say. Try them, and you may. This quote from Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss explains that even though you might not think that you want to try something, you never know for sure unless you actually do, before you may be pleasantly surprised. So today, I want to challenge you to try something new. Autonomous cars, also known as self-driving cars. I will present 2 reasons as to why you should adopt my proposal, as well as actions and benefits that you can take. I know that you'll be interested in hearing about autonomous cars, because in 2012, Google announced that they will make this technology publicly available by 2017. Therefore, autonomous cars may be part of our lives sooner than you think. So the first reason why you should try an autonomous car is that it is both environmental, yet convenient. The problem with conventional cars is that almost every adult owns one, yet each is only used a couple hours every day. And so this is extremely wasteful. In fact, the US Census Bureau reported that in 2013, 57% of American households owned 2 or more cars. I'm optimistic about autonomous cars because growing up, one of the struggles that I had, or my family struggled with, was figuring out who would pick me up from school every day. And in fact, this was a problem because I lived too far away from home to walk or bike, and I didn't have a license or a car. And so my mom, being the good person that she was, she would go to work extremely early every single morning so that she could get off from work as early as 2 p.m. to come pick me up. But if we had autonomous cars, she could work a regular work schedule and send the autonomous car to pick me up from school. Also, my family could probably get by with 1 autonomous cars rather than the 3 conventional cars that we have right now. And so from this experience, my family learned to collaborate through inconvenience. However, we also, if there were autonomous cars, then this inconvenience would be eliminated, and also we would be encouraged to be more environmental. The second reason as to why you should try an autonomous car is that it is safe. Conventional cars will always be prone to danger because of human error. In fact, according to the National Safety Council, in 2014, 90% of car accidents were caused by human error. And this really adds up, because in 2013, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety reports that over 32,000 Americans were killed by car accidents. To put that into perspective, that means during that course of this 2-hour class, 8 Americans would have died in car accidents, and this is totally avoidable. On the other hand, autonomous cars are completely safe. In 2014, Google reported that their autonomous cars have logged over 700,000 miles, and it has never been at fault in an accident. 700,000 miles. That's the equivalent of 120 round trips from San Francisco to Manhattan. And so, I'm really passionate about safety because 3 months ago, a bicyclist was killed in a car accident just blocks away from my home. And the fact that my friends and I often use that intersection, it's really scary to think that someone I know could have been in the place of that victim. And so, in memory of the victim, a bike has been painted white and has been placed at the intersection to remind all drivers to drive cautiously. From that event, I personally committed myself to always drive with my full attention. However, if we did have autonomous cars, then this danger would be completely eliminated. And so, now let me offer some benefit, or some actions that you can take. Because autonomous cars are not available yet. So what can we do? First of all, while we wait, debunk the myths. A lot of people are nervous about letting a computer drive their car. But I've demonstrated that autonomous cars are much safer than conventional cars. Second of all, while we still have conventional cars, please continue to drive safely. Don't drink and drive, don't text and drive. Please help bring these statistics down. And finally, when 2017 comes, go ahead and everyone should go and try an autonomous car. The benefits. When you have taken these actions, you will feel confident in our future with technology, and you will also feel uplifted by our society's commitment to both the environment and safety. And so in summary, I've shared with you all why you should try an autonomous car. I've given you 2 reasons. In fact, they are both environmental yet convenient, such as helping busy parents pick up their children from school, and it is completely safe, eliminating the danger of conventional cars. I've also offered some actions and benefits. And so, like Dr. Seuss says, you do not like them, so you say. Try them, and you may. Technology has always been vilified in a man versus machine relationship. However, the fact of the matter is, if used correctly, technology can actually positively benefit our lives. And when that happens, we should embrace it. Thank you.
Thank you. Overtime.
5:42.
Thank you. Where are we? We're over there, yes. I'm in.
I think you did a really good job as always. I don't really know what to say. You did great.
Improvement.
Improvements. I can't really think of one. I think you really did very well. I think maybe speak a little slower.
I have a point for you.
Okay.
My name is Brown. You did a very good speech, but just one thing is like after your speech, I still don't really understand what is the atomic car is. But you successfully convinced me to try, have a desire to try the car, even though I don't know what that car is.
In the beginning, I mentioned that they're also known as self-driving cars.
Yeah. I
so.
mean, like, should be like more specifically like.
Okay, I should have emphasized that a little more.
Driven by the computer or driven by something else.
Yeah.
Curse of knowledge, we make assumptions that people know and know IR, whatever IR is, whatever your class name was. IB. IB, yeah. So, thank you for that point, Tal. Well, I like Dr. Seuss. Someone else used it, and so you can't go wrong with Dr. Seuss. Try something else, though, next time, get out of just nursery rhymes. It will get you in trouble in a scientific audience, perhaps, but, it was good. I liked it. Autonomous self-driving cars, and it was pretty radical comment, and maybe just a little brief thumbnail history. Google invented a car, drives without people, safely up and down the streets, throughout the streets of San Jose and San Francisco and all over Northern California. These cars are driving around and not bumping into each other too much. Your first reason was the environment and your hope that people will buy less cars or share in the autonomous cars. And I hope you're right. I think people like to have a car, like to have that little space and time alone, and like the ownership of it. I think they're going to be hard giving it up, but you may be right, and it was a good reason that there's a lot of waste in our automotive use, because most cars just sit idle in parking lots when they could be used by others, You talked about your mother going to work and so forth, and one car and all that, and that was good. On your second reason, you talked about all the dangers of crashes, and then you quickly contrasted the fact that Google reports have logged over 700,000 miles, never been at fault for a collision. Now, that was very carefully worded, wasn't it?
Well, they've never caused an accident, but people have
They've
hit
been
the
in
cars.
accidents.
Because they got rear-ended, for example, but that's not their fault.
Right.
Yeah.
Because these cars do something a little bit differently in the way they slow down and move than humans do. So that's something we're all going to have to learn to adjust to. So I thought it was very clever the way you said 700,000 miles and no accidents, right? Yeah, no accidents they caused. On your concrete action, get rid of the myths. Okay, that's fine. And I thought all your actions were consistent with your plan, and it was a very unique topic. Summary, conclusion, tie back, and it was all good. You said you connive concrete imagery to make them sticky. You make eye contact with people whose attention starts to drift away. Choose stories that make me seem passionate about the topic. How did it go?
Yeah, I think I definitely made a more active choice to make eye contact this time. I was looking around the room. I think in terms of my stories, I think they're a little more colorful than usual. Like I mentioned the white bike, and then like my statistics, I tried to contextualize it so it's more concrete.
Yeah, and give it a relationship to the audience, and that was good. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's do your. Can you do the acronym real quick?
Okay, so simple. Yes, I think my point was really simple. Everyone should try a car. Unexpected.
Just to interrupt you. Can we? Are they available? Will they be available
I said
soon?
they're available in 2017. So that's the earliest that.
So. Get ready.
And I think that goes on to my unexpected point. I think my significance statement was pretty unexpected because most people think like, why does this matter? It's so futuristic. But my unexpected was it's coming in like as soon as 2 years possibly. Concrete, I used concrete imagery as I already said. Credible, I used statistics and I cited the years and they were credible sources. Emotional. Yeah, I think it was emotional. My stories, like my first one was, I guess, expressing inconvenience with cars, which with road rage and everything, I guess it's a common theme. And also my second one was about deaths, which is a somewhat emotional topic as well.
Yeah.
And then stories, I had stories.
Okay, the only thing on emotion, just a little bit more felt sensing from you to react more to the emotion, so you feel it too, we feel it more. Well, you did an excellent job. Thank you. What was the time again?
It was 5:33.
5:32. Thank you. Okay, let's hear from Jenny. Jenny Lamb. Fat of the lamb. Okay. Jenny is out of focus. Okay.
I want to replace the battery. It's on red.
Oh, the battery's on red. Oh, you're very observant. What do you think? It's only 1:07. We probably won't make it, huh? Okay, Jenny, you're very astute. Okay. Fortunately, I have another full battery here to roll with. Okay. So say goodbye to everyone, Jenny.